Hello, you guys. My name is Tamiko, and I am the host of Beyond the Book Cover, Beyond the Brand podcast. This is my second episode, and tonight I'll be introducing James and Natasha King of Jackson, Mississippi.
Hello, you guys. My name is Tamiko Jones, and welcome to Beyond the Book Cover, Beyond the Brand, where we give authors the platform to talk about their messages within their books and to know what was the role play behind the words, you guys. What do they want to leave in the earth? What is the message, and how do they want their books to affect the reader? We also know that sometimes authors get shy and they don't do so well on advertising. So this platform is a safe space where you can feel comfy with your girl Tamiko and talk about your story, your book, your message, so that we can change the hearts out here, you guys. We are on assignment. This podcast is brought to you by Cool Bird Publishing House. And tonight we have none other than the multi-talented, all I can say is multi this, multi that, multi this, multi that. You guys, this couple is the epitome of God's love. I don't know any other way to put it, and they have written so many books, have done so many things. It's just always a pleasure to be in their presence. And tonight, let's talk about these publications, you guys.
Well, amazing to be here. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. James and Natasha King live out of Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes.
4,734 days of love, marriage, and partnership. And every day is a blessing. Every day we wake up grateful to do what we do in earth.
Yes. The definition of God's love. I mean it. When I see you guys, that's what I see. That's the reflection. One book in particular, I want you to talk about all of them so that they can peruse your library, your catalog of books. Mm-hmm. The one that says Chivalry. Let's start with that book. Let's start with Chivalry. Why is that so important, and what prompted you to write that book?
I knew you were going to go with Chivalry first. Because I don't know if many people really get our personality. In our store, we told our story. You heard our voices and some of the underlying teaching that we give. But you see our personality and our character in Chivalry. And the reason why we did Chivalry is because of this gentleman. It's presented as characters. Now, the first book went through revision, so it's different now. But James would have these amazing one-liners that would completely shift my paradigm, like in a moment. And if not a one-liner, then it was a gesture or something. And in the early stages of our relationship, our friendship, there were moments where I had to catch myself and say, hold on now. Let's receive this with grace. Let's back it up, because this whole independent facade I don't need, or I'm so used to taking care of me. No, there is a space. I think there was a line that I used once before that I had done the work, or I felt I had done the work with God to allow God to just chip away all of the wax that had gotten over my heart. But God, through James, was able to come and melt away all those tacky pieces that remain. So if you can imagine, you know how you have wax over something and you can chip away all the stuff, but there are these little bitty crumbles and tacky pieces that are there. So I had, done the work to heal, right? And I was grateful. But there was still something else that needed to really take place where I had the capacity to receive with grace. And it was him. It was him in the one-liners. And I wanted to present it like something fun and light, but still teaching.
Yeah.
And they were very short, straight to the point. A lot of people were like, is this real? Like, yes, this is our life. These are situations that we've been in. And they were moments for me, not just to learn and appreciate his character. That's the part of the title, to how to appreciate a gentleman.
Yeah.
And because it's not just the gestures, you're appreciating him, you're receiving him and his character is who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And it began to really shape and mold who I was really becoming. And he honored who I really was, not this person that I felt I had to become in the face of other people to kind of mask all of this facade that we put on, this toughness, right? This independence. And he just came along and began to shift all of that. So that's where the idea came from. And I told him one day, I was like, I need to put this in a book. And
Here we
I,
go.
yeah, that and put it in a book. So Chivalry was really all him, just kind of put some words to it.
Do you have a copy with you guys right now?
No, we actually going through a revision.
Okay.
We're writing the book now because when we did our name change, we really took all of our books down, and now putting them back up one by one. Yeah, so that's next. That's next on the coming soon list is Chivalry. Yeah, so we're excited about it. And another thing with Chivalry is so many people believe that chivalry is dead.
It's not.
Chivalry is inside of every single man that's born. It just takes the right person to pull it out.
And I totally agree with that. Let me tell you, so that book was the first time I had ever heard that term, chivalry, right? And then so in being introduced to what it means. So I went to my father's funeral early in the year. And so my nephew, who's now, he was graduated, but now he's going to the service. And my brother would had him to come pick me up. And before I could get out of the car, that young man was already out of the car to open my door. And the first word that came to my mind, I said, chivalry isn't dead. And he did it so effortlessly. I'm talking about an 18-year-old that because we're just learning each other, as auntie and nephew, it was like, no, it was a no-brainer. He was just, it was effortless. And so I was able to quote that, chivalry isn't dead.
I love it.
And I'm proud of that book. I really did.
Yeah. So in chivalry, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
What I learned about chivalry is just what James said. It's in every man is capable. And that was even something else. When I first met James, I didn't call every male a man or a gentleman. I really did not like the term female, but I could not fix my mouth to refer to him as a guy because he was not. He didn't conduct himself like just one of the guys or another guy. He was a gentleman.
So tell the listeners from your perspective the difference between a guy and a gentleman. From your words.
Consistency of character. And that was something that I noticed, and it wasn't a try or anything like that. I told him I was so glad that he never approached me with, a pickup or anything like that. It was none of that. If anything, he was saying, what's your email address so we can pray for your mom, right? But it was just so genuine, and it was just him. It was always just James. Yeah. So I think for ladies that are looking for this great big definition, you'll just notice consistency in his character. And it's such an intention to care.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I don't know how else to put that because he's so intentional.
Yes, yes.
And the care and the detail and the attentiveness. When you read Chivalry, it's really me having a whole conversation with myself. It's like, you know how you have to just sit yourself down. It's like, now look,
Yeah,
bam. And it was that. So I feel that every lady, every woman has the ability to recognize it when it's presented.
I like that. I really do. I really, really do. And let's go to the next book. Let's see here. Oh, let me ask you this though about chivalry. Who would be the audience for? Because some, even though we know we write and we know there is a target market for everything, who would be that ideal woman or male or couple that would receive this message?
We really found two very strong audiences for Chivalry.
Uh-huh.
One is young women that are navigating what it is they really desire in a relationship is really a friendship
Mm.
and not all the constructs of what people label as a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's one vein. And then the other that was a really strong audience for Chivalry, well, that is our couples.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we had men saying, man, I didn't believe that stuff at first. But I kept reading and to see their perspective change.
Yeah.
And to realize that it was okay, but also to see honestly how their ladies, their significant others were just like, ah, just, I can't believe. And it was probably some of the simplest things, but it was for the gentleman to see, man, really. So they had a chance to look at themselves. So couples that were reading it together
Mm-hmm.
was really impactful too.
I like that.
It's definitely good for men and women. It's not just a book for men to learn how to express chivalry, but it's one of the main lessons is to the guys that's always a gentleman is showing the lady how to receive it
That's a
because
big.
there's a lot of independent women out there, and I get it. We
It's
understand.
hard.
Yeah, I get it.
But you say
And
it's just waxy.
yeah, yeah. Even now, when we host friends and pick them up and thing, and they're single ladies, um, I open their door. I tell them, hold on, let me get your door. And I think the latest thing was saying like, "Ooh, I ain't had this. I've been single for 30 years, But still, we always want to plant those seeds that there are people out there that still want to be a gentleman.
It's the tiny things.
Yeah, and one of the main lessons with chivalry, I'm not sure if this is in the book or not, but with chivalry, if I was just chivalrous to her, that's not chivalry.
Ooh.
So if yeah,
Ooh.
so
Ooh.
if I don't open the door when they with us for other ladies, or if I don't hold the store door open for other ladies, or be a gentleman to other ladies, then I'm not showing I'm not a gentleman. I'm
It's
just doing it.
character consistency though, but
Yeah,
that would mean that chivalry is inside of you and you're exhibiting
absolutely,
who you
absolutely.
are, not just a front for your boo, but
Yeah,
this is who you are as a man.
a
And
good
it's
story in the
easy for you to do this. Yes.
absolutely. A good story in that book is it was a cashier. We was checking out. She had a headache. I heard her say, I got a headache. So I got out of line. I went and got Tylenol or Advil or something and some water. She rung it up and I gave it to her. And she looked at Natasha and said, you gonna let him do that? And I was like, you don't take that method. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because that moment is such a teachable moment because so many ladies don't want their person to be that for nobody else but them.
Yep, you're
I
right.
think that's such a disservice to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a disservice to that lady. And yeah, so when I get it, if the guy, his character ain't consistent, I get it. But as we learn as a society to be a gentleman and to be a lady, I trust God in her.
That's
She
right.
trusts God in me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when we do things, people see that consistency all the time. We walking through the store, I'm holding her hand. A great example of that was we was in Kroger. We were just walking, holding hands. Somebody saw us who knew us, we know them right off. And because the person they was with was like, oh, that's so sweet. They're like, oh, that's the Kings. They always doing that. So people are always watching. People are always watching.
And it's true. I was out walking and I said, I know that this guy and his girlfriend are not on this track holding hands, getting this in. And for sure they were. And I just admired it. I thought that was, that was nice,
Yeah.
but I was like, wow, just wow.
He's on the track.
On the track, baby, on the track.
That was different.
On the track, holding hands. So let's talk about your daily verse. Your daily verse. This is another book. Tell us about that.
Your daily verse came about. I used to be a guest writer for the Jackson Advocate here in town, and for almost a year, I submitted articles. And after that kind of fizzled out, I still had this binder of articles, and I was big on the music for the day, the message for the day, and then the meditation of the day, which is prayer. And so I said, let's make this a book. And my cousin was big into ministry and big into worship. So she wrote the foreword for it. And we just put it all together in a book. Natasha took it and kind of made it more bookish than an article. Yeah, but it was incredible to do that because now it's a like a 21-day devotional. Every day you get a chance to play a certain song while you're reading the message, the scripture field, and say a prayer at the end.
Oh my goodness, that definitely would be good for young men on their journey. So my son, one of my sons, he's on his spiritual journey and he's always looking for, I'm gonna have to get that for him. He's always looking for a new way to, be structured for his day. So that would be really, really good. And he's 25. He'll be 26. Lord, 26, y'all. He'll be 26 in October. But that's good. Your daily verse. I'm gonna get that for him. I really am. That's awesome. Because the younger people, they want it. Now they want it, but to be able to know they want it, they need to know that they need it too. Okay.
Definitely have to put it in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's needed. But to kind of give that help to allow them to navigate that space. Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about visiting your vision. That's an interesting title, The Belief Journal. Visiting your vision.
The journals came about, honestly, I think God was just dropping them in James's heart to push them out because they're really parts of our conversation, our daily conversation. And with the journals, James talks about belief often. We both do, but in particular for James, because he talks about always being a dreamer. And he can share as well, but he has a gift that I feel many adults had let go of over time. He would always talk about how when he was younger, he was always dreaming. He would actually get in trouble for dreaming. And that's something that he's always had the ability to do. And it helps him to stay focused. And we were doing some training and stuff, probably about 10.
Let me ask you, pin that. When you say dreaming, are you referring to daydreaming, staring off? Yeah. Okay.
Daydreaming, either staring off or doodling, or
Mhm.
yeah, the biggest thing was if I'm in a space where I don't feel like I belong,
Mhm.
put myself where I felt I belong.
Mm,
And I did that often.
that's good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
to
That's really
some it may feel like you're not paying attention, but it's not the fact that I'm not paying attention, but either I don't understand and I don't get it, I don't feel comfortable enough to ask questions. Because a lot of times growing up, those who really needed help were talked about, shunned, you should know this by now, that sort of deal. So instead of going through all that, I just went to where I desired to be.
Mhm.
I know that now. I ain't know that then, but
That's
I know,
good.
yeah.
That's really good. Okay, Tasha. Well,
And to see those qualities in James, for someone like me that's very structured, what many would have considered very goal oriented and focused, I needed the dream because I had become very good at meeting the expectations.
mm,
Um, you know how there's this roadmap for what's perceived as success, the school, the degree, and that's not being knocked by any means because that's someone's path that is very much needed. But I didn't know how to look beyond that. The dream was kind of confined in this space. And again, I didn't know how to see beyond the space. I knew how to excel at others' expectations.
gotcha.
And to begin to step into a space where James is talking about things that are to me astronomical, and to be able to and it was really about impacting other people, doing things that required effort beyond my own, because the goals that I had could be achieved by just me.
Yeah.
But he was talking about, let's achieve these goals that we don't even know the people that are going to have to help us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be impossible for us to achieve
Mm,
the goal by ourselves. So, those were the things that we began to talk about in regards to belief. And to believe, he would often say, everybody told us we needed to believe. We heard that growing up, but who taught us how to believe? And
mm,
so in the book, we talk about how you believe and what that really looks like and how you can build those habits in order to build your belief.
oh, that's good. Who would you recommend for this book?
This is for anybody that this is a powerful book for the beginning of the year. Those who are looking to cast their vision for the next year, but anybody who has a dream, who has a vision, and and they are believing for something. We strongly believe that in order to allow yourself to believe, you have to use three things: words, images, and emotions.
Mm,
Visiting your vision simply says every day look at your dreams and goals. Every day speak. That's the words. What are you speaking out of your mouth about where you desire to be?
mhm,
Say it every single day. Say it out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
mhm.
Say it every single day. The Bible even says, therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for when you pray, believe that you have received it and it shall be yours. So talk about it every single day. When people talk to you, they should know what your dreams and goals are because you're talking about it so much. The images is put pictures up.
Mhm.
Whatever your goal is, put it on your phone,
Mhm.
put it on your computer screen so that you see it. Put it in your favorite room, which we all call bathroom, because we all sit there for hours. Put it in
Not
front of you. Put it on your mirror. You know, wherever you are the most, put it there where you see it. If you need to go and see the building you desire to be in for your business, go visit it every single day. If you want to live in a certain address, go there. If you want to begin shopping in a certain neighborhood, go there. Whatever you desire to do, go there. That's the emotions behind this words, what you say, the images, what you see, and the emotions. How do you feel about it?
Mhm. Exactly.
How when you think about your vision, when you think about your goal, if you are feeling anything but excitement,
Oh, yes,
sometimes
exactly.
sometimes a little anxiety, just
It's get overwhelming when you become when
yeah.
you start to dream, you be like, oh God, I
The
know.
nervous feeling like, Lord, I need you to get this, but I feel so good about it. That's the point you want to get to. And visiting your vision daily is going to get you there.
And then this book helps them helps ignite that passion in the inside so they can open up and begin to dream again. I love
Absolutely.
it. Okay, now let's skip over to the favor in your forgiving. The favor in your forgiving.
I feel like I set all of these up and then toss it to James because it's one of the things that I learned from James because I had never seen anyone really operate in forgiveness the way he had. You would just have to know his story, but to see how he handled forgiveness and what life has been like afterwards. And you can tell in someone's speech what their heart is like regarding a thing. And some of life's most challenging situations he's felt, he's lived through. But forgiveness has made it so palatable. And to hear him say, I've earned my peace,
Mm.
it it just gives new meaning. And
I've
so
earned my
forgiveness is something that I understood it, applied it, but I had not seen it used the way James had until I met him.
wow.
And then again, the journal series, forgiveness was another one that came about. And he just started dropping titles. And over time, we began to push them out. And so to see him kind of walk people through how to handle forgiveness, because it takes time. We were talking about that with someone earlier today. Um, and you always hear people say, is for you, it's not for the other person. And we said we don't know where the phrase came from, but it just stirs up so much misunderstanding when people say you need to forgive and forget, because you don't have to forget. Some things are not. Now, God may bless you. I've heard James talk about how something events in his life have really just become a blur, but forgiveness forgiveness is just such a cleanser.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an amazing cleanser, but your mind still remembers, moments and things like that, but the sting and the emotion behind it has been completely clean.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that because, like you said, the memories can come up and surface up. Then you have complete control to how deep you want to go into that memory of how you want it to affect you. And then at that point, you have to stop and remember that you forgave and
Absolutely.
that you want to be measured by that same thing. So that's a practice that you have to do every single time when those thoughts try to surface itself back up. So I definitely get that. I definitely do.
Favor is, we just read Mark 11:24 for belief. Whatever you ask for when you pray, believe you have received it, and it shall be yours. But Mark 11:25 says, and if there's anything, if you have anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven will also forgive you of your transgressions and wrongs. So it's almost like this is you are believing for this, but you got hatred in your heart, it ain't coming.
Mm.
Believing for this, and you have not forgiving this person over this, it ain't coming. Because with God, we want to be happy, healthy, and whole.
Right.
Many of the miracles in the Bible, when Jesus healed people, he said, now you are made whole. Not just your sins, not just you're healed. He says, your sins are forgiven you. Now you're whole. A lot of us want to get this stuff, but we got all these holes in us.
That's right. Literally.
We can't handle it.
Can't
So
handle
we have to become the person
That's right.
who can hold this stuff we're asking God for. So for forgiveness, the favor comes. Not only when you forgive people, how much of a relief that is and a release that is,
Oh gosh.
but it's also so much freedom.
Yeah, it's light. I mean, you're literally light, and you will be able to see that. Like some people experience so much illness, and then they're holding on to so many different things. And I do believe that's a direct reflect of what's going on inside their hearts. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I really do.
Forgiveness
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
forgiveness for me, this book means a lot because I forgave the lady that killed my dad. I forgave family for stealing from me. I forgave people. We've forgiven people as a couple who have dogged us, dragged our name through the mud, called us fake, said, well, what we have is not real, and blah, 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 blah. But before people do anything, they're forgiven. Now, the biggest moment outside of forgiving the lady who killed my dad was before Natasha. I was in marriage boot camp. And yeah, stuff happened. Steps were made outside of the marriage, if that makes sense. And in those moments, the day that that person came home, I believe God is big enough in me where they had to come. They told me the same day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before they told me, I already knew, and it was already forgiven. Because my words were, you laid down with somebody else. That's all you did. Get past that. Because in my mind, we both had a past before we said I do. It's no different.
You're just gonna
that's because the timeline sped up. Yeah, it's the same act. You did something. Because if I didn't forgive that person for stepping out the marriage, laying down with somebody else, and if I didn't forgive that, that means I haven't forgiven what they did before we got married.
That's right.
The timeline didn't matter to me.
You wouldn't be able to receive everything that was going to happen after the forgiveness, the clean slate, the peace that has been earned. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the ability to love again in fullness. Yeah. Oh, I love this. I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys, these are books that, as you can see, beyond the book cover, beyond the brand, why are they writing these things? And the messages that they're leaving in the earth for couples, for people like my son who need to grow in their spirituality and in their relationships as a couple. These books, you guys, you just jump on into it. You hear me? Now, I think there's another one here is loving. When I say multi, I meant multi. Loving your good.
That's our baby there.
Good. Loving your good. Tell me about that.
This journal, Jay said that's our baby because it's really a law, a principle that we say honestly every day in some way, shape, or form. Gratitude. And it is a literal law, as if you drop something, if you hold something up and you let it go, it's going to fall, because gravity is a law, right? James started out, and again, these are like teaching lessons that really just start from his intentionality in his heart. and my ability to receive the lesson and to see what was on the other side of the lesson. When I was teaching some time ago, I was a passionate educator. I was, but I would, at the end of the day, you know how you have that nice friend that you talk to when you get off work, and he was so great. He would listen, but I would just vent the whole time. You know, I'm on the phone in the car, leaving the building, getting ready to go, to class or somewhere else. And after a while, he said,
Let me put a plug right there.
Yes.
It wasn't venting as far as this person need to do. It wasn't none of that.
Yeah.
Her venting was, this is what I desire to see.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That was her
Yeah.
venting.
And it's a difference. It is
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. But when he stopped me, he said, one, I want you to not focus on seeing a difference, but focus on making a difference. That was one thing. The other thing was, he would say, give me two good and one learning moment. Some people would say one bad thing from the day, but we've worked to almost take that word out of our vocabulary. And I'll go back to that point in a second. But he would say, give me two good and one learning moment. So that made me think about my day and evaluate it from a completely different perspective.
Yeah, I'm listening to that. That is a different perspective.
And what you'll notice in the book is that it's a process. Here I am. I now have the attention, the ear, and the presence of someone that I value. My day at work is gone. And so the book takes you through a process of shifting your focus so that you can truly be present, be grateful for your moment, but really be present. Because after a while, I would share two good things and one learning moment. After a while, I only shared the good stuff. But then after a while, I didn't want to talk about my day at all. I wanted to be present. So that desire to be present, because I had learned gratitude and I was at peace with whatever took place in the day. And I realized that I still had some day left and I wanted to honor it, which is another law.
Yeah.
So gratitude is the seed for more, and honor is the seed for access. So I wanted to honor the time, which is another title. I wanted to honor the time that I had with him and not fill it up with stuff that I may have been disgruntled by or even enjoyed from the earlier part of the day, but truly be present.
That's nice. And because we typically just talk and don't realize that we're stealing time from the present moment by talking about something that has already passed.
Yep.
Wow. That's something. Wow. You guys, this series, so are these books sold in a pack, like a catalog pack, or is it they can get one book or they can get them all in bulk? Tell me, how are you guys putting them out there?
With most of our books, they're all individual, since we just are redoing and put them back out. We're working on how we want to do them. Well, most of them now are just sold individually. We have a website now that we created with all our current books on there already. So you just simply click on it and it'll take you to it. We're about to update it probably tonight on how they can purchase. Different way to purchase. Yeah, but with that, they're also individual. Now, if anybody desire to get more than one, we'll definitely do a bundle. Wait about it.
These journals and these books seem like they would be great also for group discussion, group workshops. Just say, for instance, if someone else had something, they could take your tools and use them. They seem like they are just so heartfelt, because I know they came from a place. They came from a place of experience, heart, soul, tears, experiences, that are now able to help somebody else go through them, with ease and grace, with ease
Yes.
and grace, causing the dream again, honoring time and love. I told you, you guys. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you. There will never be another replica like these two right here. I mean
No,
that.
TJ pretty close.
What you say? What you say?
Said TJ pretty close. He is up, but
Oh, with
see,
the exception of TJ
yeah,
now.
a lot of ourselves in here.
That's a given right there. That's a given. That's a given. You guys, is there anything? Do you have any other books that you want to mention? Because I told you they had so many.
The, the best book that connects us to you because you edited it. And I always desire to mention our story because it was the book that made us an author. Mm-hmm. It was the book that made me believe that I can write. Mm-hmm. I never forget how that setup came. You came and spoke at an event. After that event, incredible testimony, by the way. You came up and we spoke, and I said, we're going to work together one day. I didn't know how or when, and I'm not even sure how long afterwards. Yeah. But you made a post saying if anybody need a book edited, yeah, I'm your woman. So we had a book. We had just started writing, was almost done. Just reached out and said, hey, let's do this. We had no clue what we were doing. We just wrote it. Natasha trying to write it perfectly. Stop. It was just a moment. And after that book was complete, the love that came from that book. And when we first wrote this book, it went from the United States to Australia to Africa to Brazil to Suriname, all these different places. This book went, and it has your name on it.
Oh my gosh!
And then now to update it, put a new name, new cover, yeah, is just still doing well. We've updated it to we had a name change that people don't know. That story is in the back of the book. It's just that story tells who we are, mm-hmm, how God developed us individually, mm-hmm, but then brought us together, and why He brought us together. That's the book.
How long has it been since that inaugural moment, you guys? How many years?
2015.
2015.
Oh, 2015. Wow.
And for those that, because this is a space for authors, it's not a skill set. For some, it could be a calling. For others, it's just a business venture. But whatever it is for you, just believe that it can be done. James is someone, you heard him say that he didn't think that he could do it. And my background, I was full of scholarly journals, literally, full of APA formatting and doing stuff that people probably couldn't even read because of all of the jargon.
APA is apple, pears, and apricots.
Okay. So I had to learn how to write in a way that would reach a reader and not someone that was just looking for a peer-reviewed journal. And to go through a process with James, and again, to write with someone, that was new as well. And we wrote down that we had a goal, not a dream, a goal to write something for 2018. Mm-hmm. It was I guess can't call it short or long term, but we sat in Barnes and Noble and we wrote down all of our short and long term goals. And that was one of the things. But in 2015, because we have been practicing the law of honor, we were fortunate to begin the process 3 years before we even thought that it would come to pass. And it was just amazing how God just orchestrated everything. So we're tremendously grateful for the ability to share the wisdom that we have to reach people with the things that we teach, but also connect them to the other aspects of things that we offer. But it all started with believing that it could be done and acting on it.
Oh, yeah. You guys, James and Natasha also have several other businesses that they do. James is one of the best graphic designers that I know. His graphic designs are clean. I'm talking about clean. James, tell them about your graphic design business, please. It's so clean.
Oh, and the short story behind that, I really had stopped designing for clients. I really had stopped for years. And after we did a 40-day fast, it was birthed again. It started with so many different names, but it's called Signature House of Designs.
Which I love that name alone. Yes.
Tasha and I do it together. She's my eye. She's the one that look at it and change this color and look at it that way. But we do it together. But I've been designing since 2000. Started off, it looks bad, but look, but
And it was good for the moment.
yeah,
For the moment, right?
Era, that right. That's right.
It's fire. Look at
You
that.
evolve. You evolve.
Yeah, God is blessed, and now our main focus is book covers, logos, and book covers, logos, flyers, and now working on websites as well. So just grateful for the ability to have a creative eye.
You guys, they also are in the health industry as well. Let's talk about that a little bit. I know it's when I say beyond the book cover, I really want the listeners to know everything that's involved with the reason why you're doing what you do. Like this is your entire makeup. So they are heavily involved in the health industry as well. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Our involvement in the wellness industry is honestly how we got into entrepreneurship. It's collaboration, honoring people, and things like that. We saw another business owner that just needed services, and we poured in. We provided graphic services, and that's how we became authors through a program that she had. But in the wellness space, and James talks about this often, our involvement in the wellness space was because he was always looking for something to help me. I had been dealing with something for quite some time. It was a chronic issue. Most people didn't know about it. But doctor visits and all of this stuff, changing diet and trying all these different things, no one could really tap into the issue. But we had always kept a close proximity to the wellness industry because James was always looking for something to help. And where we are now in terms of helping people is really just come from a desire just to be well. We talk about wholeness, and it has to start with us first.
That's right.
And we would always have this saying that we live in a healthy state. Mississippi is a healthy state because we're here. The vision that we have for, we know it takes work. Is going to take a lot of undoing, the learning and unlearning and relearning of what health looks like, for our generation and those behind us. And so what we do in the wellness space now is not just provide people with products, it's a whole construct and get people to reshape the way that they think. You may be approached or see, hey, I think that might help. That would be a great supplement for me, but it's something that's really more comprehensive. And that's been our focus.
And I think I just want to say, to add on to that, all of that plays a part. The wellness, the creativity, the graphic design, all into the books, all into your makeup, all into who you are. So it all came from a place, right? Like all of that. And so you guys, do know that if you're wanting to get a book cover designed, if you're wanting to get graphic design, if you're wanting to be recommended some things on the healthier side, you guys, please contact James and Natasha King, learn more about them. And they also offer book writing classes. They do that, you guys. They do that, and they do it so well. And as gentle as they are here, that's just as gentle you'll get them there. So comprehensive. They even have it where if you wanted to even write your own book, they teach you how to do that, you guys. Look, I'm so happy that we're here right now in this moment. They are so talented. and so humble, so humble, you guys. So let me repeat that again. If you want to indulge in any of their books, if you want to get clean graphic designs, if you want to attend a class on book writing to learn how to write your own book, these are the people. These are the people, you guys. And if you want to indulge in a healthy intake of different things and learn more about that, these are the people, you guys. This is beyond the book cover, beyond the brand. Now you have met them. You see what they're working with. You know who they are. They show up all the time. Consistency is who they are, you guys. And yes, and again, I say the epitome of God's love. Thank you so much, you guys, for being on the show tonight. My second guest. Yay!
Of many.
Yes. Of many. Look, is there anything else you want to add before we end this?
It's two things with us. Once you have the thought or ideal of a book, and you open up Word, or you open up that notebook and put pen to paper or finger to keypad, you are up. It's not when you finish and it's published, then you are a published author. But you are author the moment God gives you that down.
That is true.
And once you recognize that and realize that, you can just conduct yourself now as an author. You can start saying, I am an author.
On the count of 3, beyond the book cover, beyond the brand. 1, 2, 3.
Beyond the book cover, beyond the brand.
Guys, this is Tamiko J, and I want to thank you for being here with us tonight and listening in.